When people picture a Chief Information Security Officer, the CISO, they usually imagine a hardcore engineer. Someone who came up through penetration testing, built networks, lived in code, and fought hackers head-on. But here's the reality. The next generation of CISOs won't be coming from engineering. They'll be coming from GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. Why? Because the future of cybersecurity leadership isn't about configuring firewalls. It's about aligning business, regulation, and risk in a world where one compliance failure can cost more than the cyber attack itself. So in this video, let's break down why GRC professionals are set to dominate the CISO pipeline in the years to come. Historically, CISOs came up through technical roles. They started off as system admins, moved into engineering, maybe led a SOC team, and for years, that made sense. The biggest threats were technical: worms, viruses, denial of service attacks. You needed leaders who could speak the same language as the technical teams defending the perimeter. But the landscape today has shifted. Most breaches don't happen because of pure technical wizardry. They happen because of governance gaps, misconfigured clouds, weak third-party oversight, poor policy enforcement, or failure to comply with privacy laws. And those aren't engineering problems, they're governance problems. Here is what most people miss. CISOs don't spend their days troubleshooting servers. They spend their days in boardrooms. They're expected to translate risk into business terms for executives and regulators, align compliance frameworks like NIST, HIPAA, ISO 27001, SOC 2 with strategy, oversee vendor risk across global supply chains, work with HR, legal, finance, and IT, prepare organizations for audit, disclosures, and cyber insurance reviews. In short, CISOs are not engineers anymore. They are risk strategists, and the skills needed for that, it's GRC to the core. Let's connect the dots. GRC analysts and managers already do the exact work that's becoming central to the CISO role. A GRC analyst builds a risk register. A CISO presents those risks to the board. A compliance officer ensures GDPR compliance. A CISO signs off on disclosures to regulators. A governance lead runs vendor assessments. A CISO reports on third-party exposure to investors. The pipeline is clear. What separates GRC professionals from engineers is visibility. While technical teams live in the weeds, GRC pros work across the business. They already know how to influence, document, and communicate. The very skills that leadership requires. Another driver, regulation. We are entering an era where cyber isn't just an IT issue, it is a compliance issue. The SEC's new disclosure rules, the EU's AI Act, expanding GDPR enforcement, all of these force companies to treat cyber as a governance priority. Executives aren't asking, how many vulnerabilities are in the firewalls? They're asking, are we compliant? What is our risk exposure? Are we insurable? What is our liability? Those are GRC questions. And the people best positioned to answer those questions are in GRC. They're not engineers. This is why the career ladder is changing. Technical roles still matter, but they're increasingly specialized. The leadership track, however, is shifting towards professionals who can influence cross-functional teams, navigate regulation and compliance, simplify risk for non-technical executives, build trust with regulators, investors, and insurers. If you are in GRC today, you're already doing half of what a CISO does. The difference is scale and visibility. And that's why companies are starting to pull their future CISOs from governance and risk and not just SOC. So let's be clear, CISOs won't be defined by how many exploits they know or how many tools they've configured. They'll be defined by their ability to govern risk, influence decisions, and align security with business outcomes. That's why the future of cybersecurity leadership runs through GRC. If you found this breakdown valuable, comment GRC down below, and we'll continue to give you more in-detail breakdowns like this. Share this with a friend and subscribe to the channel.